Okay guys, so we are doing Jessica Rabbit. Off camera, I blocked my eyebrows out. I will link a video down below of how to do that if you are interested. But at first, I'm doing some color correcting because Jessica Rabbit is pretty darn near perfect, and so I wanted to make sure that my complexion was as flawless as I could make it. And so I have some yellowness and some dark circles, and my eyebrows are unbelievably dark, and since I blocked them out with gluing them down, I just went in with a little bit of white concealer over my eyebrows, a little bit of light purple around the yellowness, and some light pink for my dark circles. Again, just trying to create a very perfect base for my foundation. I probably could have done more, but this was good enough. And then after I'm done blending those out, I go in with my foundation. I am using an extremely full coverage foundation that is a little bit lighter than my skin. This is the Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundation, and it is full coverage. If you're modernizing her look and or you're just doing this for your own, whatever, match your skin tone. If I were going to a party, I'd probably match my own skin tone. But since I had a lighter foundation and I was trying to really get the cartoon effect, I figured I'd use it. But yeah, the great thing about Jessica Rabbit is that she's a human, so it's pretty easy to recreate her look. I then do bring that down to my décolletage. I do a little bit of contouring, not a lot, because Jessica Rabbit actually doesn't have a lot of contour. She has a 1920s glam to her with extremely extremely thin eyebrows and a very round face and this cute little red pucker. But I wanted to give her a little bit of shape and a little bit of color to her face. So I did do just a little bit of bronze tour, if you will. Again, just to give a little bit of color and a little bit of that Jessica Rabbit shape to my face, but she doesn't have that much contouring. Blend that out, blending the nose, trying to make my nose smaller to match Jessica Rabbit's nose. Spoiler alert, it didn't work out all that well. Then moving on to concealer, and here I just conceal my under eyes as well as my eyebrows and my eyelids. I use concealer as a primer for my eyeshadow, which is why I go on top of my eyelids, and I felt like my eyebrows were a little dark, so I did just go in with a little bit of concealer over them just to try and conceal that darkness just a touch more. Yeah. Then set the face. I think I'm using a translucent powder. I will link all of the products that I use in the description box below. But setting the face, very, very important. I feel like it helps to set the face, to understand where you need to kind of go back in with things as well. And it helps to prevent creasing and longevity and yada, yada, yada. Like I said, Jessica Rabbit is just doing basically a 1920s glam look. So everything that you're thinking for regular glam in the everyday cake face makeup, think the exact same things for her, just different placements, if that makes sense. Moving on to her eyes, which I started with the Wet n Wild multi-stick, and then I forgot that I didn't dust off all the excess powder that I had on my face, so I quickly do that. Then I go back in with the Wet n Wild multi-stick. I'm using the lavender shade, I think it's called Lavender Bliss, and I'm just using this as a base for my eye look. Since I blocked out my brows and Jessica Rabbit's eye look is a little bit higher on her face, or the face in general, because she draws in, she's a cartoon. She has these very pencil thin 1920s brows. I go up a little bit further than I usually would with my eyeshadow to create that cartoony effect. I blend out the multi-stick and then I go in with a lavender shade of eyeshadow to set it. And then after I set the multi-stick with the lavender shade, I go around the edge of the lavender shade with a dark purple to create a little bit of an outline for the eyeshadow and to create a crease without actually creating like a line, like a defined line, because I thought that would look really, really weird. Because I'm trying to kind of marry real life and cartoon together, and sometimes what is outlined in a cartoon won't be outlined in your real life look, and sometimes it will be, and it's hard to discern those things. But yeah, I thought this worked out really, really nicely, was using a dark purple to kind of create that eyelid effect, depth, you know, all that jazz. After I do that, I do go in with a light purple shimmer because Jessica Rabbit is animated to sometimes have like a shimmery lid and sometimes not have a shimmery lid. And so I go in with a little bit of a light purple shimmer, again, just to give a little bit of dimension to the eyes and make it not look so flat. Also, what's a costume without a little bit of like shimmer and a little bit of glitter? Am I right? Am I right? Then I go in with some eyeliner. I don't want to make this a smoky eye. Jessica Rabbit is not 2021 glam with like smoky eyes or like neutral smoky eye, wing and things like that. She's very like, she has a specific look. But I wanted to give a lot of definition to the like lash line without being smoky. So I go in with a liquid liner on top because I am going to put lashes on. So it, one, creates definition to my lash line, and two, hides the lash line of my false lashes. Then I go underneath with a dark purple and I just press the color in to my lash line and buff it out. I do end up going into my waterline and tightlining with a black, and I wanted to go in with purple because if you look really closely, that's what she has in her like waterline tightline area, but it just wasn't working out. It didn't look right, so I went in with black and it worked out just fine. Then I moved on to the eyebrows, and if you've been to any of my like Face Chart February Halloween look videos before, you know that eyebrows and I do not mix well. When I've blocked out my eyebrows and I have to draw on new eyebrows, oh my gosh, it takes me forever. I don't think I did too bad on this. Let's say like I survived and they come out looking the way they do. But I go in first with a pencil and I gently draw on each of the eyebrows. Then I go in with some foundation or concealer and I clean them up with a small concealer brush. And then I go in with powder and I go over the lines that I drew with powder. Oh gosh, look at that. Terrible. I got one of them great and then the other one just did not work out. Thank God for concealer, right? But I go in with the powder after I go in with a pencil is because when you're drawing brows or using makeup on top of glued down eyebrows, or maybe this is just me, I find that you kind of get the texture of your eyebrow in the actual pencil or sometimes in the actual product. And so going over with a brow powder after the pencil just really helped to make that eyebrow look solid and not so textured or bumpy, because doing makeup over glued down eyebrows it's an art form and it's one that I have not mastered yet. But yeah, we struggle through the eyebrows, but you know what? They get done. They get done. That's all I can say. After I filled in my eyebrows with the powder, I went back and had to fix the one eye with the eyeshadow because it was a little too low. Then when I fixed it, it was a little bit too high. And so then I had to go in with some powder foundation. Again, we worked it all out. It's all good, but I did have to go into the one eye to make it a little higher because I underestimated the eyelid space. So after I fixed that, I went in with a little bit of mascara, just a quick coat to define my lashes. Then after doing mascara, I went in with some pretty dramatic lashes. She does not have like dramatic lashes in her animation or what she looks like. She just has like a couple, little things. But I think that these matched the look pretty well. And if Jessica Rabbit were to like stand in front of me, she'd probably have some pretty dramatic lashes. I'm pretty sure if Jessica Rabbit lived in 2021, her whole look would be completely different, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. After lashes, I just defined the like bronzy parts a little bit more with a face brush and some bronzer. Again, nothing too heavy because I'm not trying to have like a chiseled look, or I'm not trying to like actually recontour my face. Just trying to give it a little color and a little, like something, because she doesn't have contours. She has a very round face actually. So there's that. After this, I do put some highlight on. She doesn't have highlight, but I could not resist. Like, I feel like it's Jessica Rabbit. Like, she definitely shines. She has this essence about her. She'd have highlight. So I put it on. Then I did her lips. And I did this little red pout. I actually like made my lips super small and concealed the edges of them and gave her like these little plump lips because, again, in like my reference photos, she has full lips, but they're little. She has like this very little mouth. She doesn't have like these voluptuous lips that I think a lot of people associate with Jessica Rabbit. She has like this little red pout. So I line it with a red lip liner, and then I conceal the edges. Then I fill it in with a red gloss, like a pigmented red gloss, because I do feel like she would not rock matte lips. I feel like Jessica Rabbit's about a glossy lip. That's just my opinion, because if I'm trying, not that she's trying to attract men, that's just how she's drawn. But if the essence of how they drew her, I feel like a glossy lip is what the animators would have wanted. That I'm gonna die on that hill. Then when I was done with lips, I did my wardrobe, which is just 2 pieces of paper cut out and stuck to my body. And I'm drawing on some cleavage because Lord knows we are not the bustiest here at Kirby Rose Beauty, but we can just draw it on. So I contoured a little bit of cleavage on myself to make it seem like I have a more ample bosom than I actually do. But this red sparkly paper is doing the Lord's work, people. I stuffed it into my cami, I cut it out, I stapled it together, and it's working. So yeah, that's what I used for her dress. And then I put on her wig, and this is kind of like the finishing touch, the cherry on top, if you will. I styled her wig off camera, which essentially I just curled. This is a wig that I actually bought for Ariel a long time ago. And I curled the bangs and I teased them, and then I pulled some hair through. And yeah, she has super, super simple hair. Like, she doesn't have like lots of volume or lots of curl or anything. She just has this like really high bang piece. And then the rest is kind of in this like finger wave of a curl, So yeah, I just brushed out the hair, got it to what I needed, freezed it with some hairspray, and then away we went, repositioned it. And that was essentially the look. So yeah, this was the look, but then I was posing and I almost forgot the best part. While I was posing, I totally remembered that I had purple gloves. One of Jessica Rabbit's like iconic parts of her costume, her look, her essence is her purple gloves. So I went and I opened up my purple gloves and I put those on real quick because when you can wear elbow-length gloves, wear elbow-length gloves. Am I right? So this is the look. What do you think? I love it. I love how it turned out. It photographed great. I think it looks great. I think it is Jessica Rabbit. I think the hair, the gloves, the glittery paper, dress make it all. I will link all of the products that I use down in the description box below. So if you are interested in recreating this look, you can check those out on your own time. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up. As always, please be sure to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. I would hate for you to miss out on any more videos. Happy Halloween, guys. Stay safe. Have fun. There you go. Bye.